This is Talk Local to Me from the Central Virginia Business Coalition. Local stories, local business, local impact.
Welcome, everyone, to Talk Local to Me. I'm Heather Alto with the Central Virginia Business Coalition.
And I'm Mike Norfield with Visiting Angels of Lynchburg, America's Choice in Home Care.
Literally running in. I was getting ready to say, like, if you weren't in here, I was going to be like, and Mike is coming at some point, but he stopped by the train.
I did. I got stopped by the train. They're doing line painting on 221, and that stopped me. And then apparently I have the wrong guest today. So
I was just getting ready to say, Cam's coming in next week, but we can talk about him if we want to.
Yeah,
I like to talk about Cam when he's not around. I'm just kidding. But yeah, welcome everyone to the show. We are excited. We have got a couple of guests on today, and a lot of good news and opportunity for people to learn more about the arts and entertainment, and also about just some local farming, which I love to talk about. So, we're really excited for that. Before we get in, though, we're going to talk a little bit about upcoming news and opportunity with the Central Virginia Business Coalition and things that if you're a business owner in our area, or even if you're just part of the community, because we have a lot of community events too, things that you can do to support local here in Central Virginia. So coming up this week, we've got a couple of things. Tomorrow night, we're hosting our CVABC night at the Hill City Howlers. So really excited for that. We can come out and watch a ball game and network. And we also have an entire picnic dinner that's going to be out there for any of our members that register to come out. I think we've got 70 some people registered already, which is awesome. Yeah, I'm excited. I love going out and watching a ball game. And then it's even better when you've got friends and food and conversation, all that good stuff. So you still can register if you'd like to attend tomorrow night. We have up until 5:00 today before I have to submit an actual box office list. So we even have one of our members throwing out the first pitch.
Do we know who that is yet?
I will know in just a little bit.
Okay, then.
I haven't done the raffle.
It's
drawing,
not me,
but I'm going to do it.
As long as it's not me.
It's not you.
Good.
I can tell you that for 100% fact.
Good.
It will not be you. But no, and a big thank you to Chris McCown with McCown Financial for sponsoring that event for us. We're excited. This is the second year we've done it with McCown Financial, and we're really happy to be able to bring this to our members. It's fun, you go out, you network, you do things, but sometimes you just want to go have fun, right? So that's what we're doing.
Fun is always good.
Fun is always good. And then on Friday morning, you can spend Thursday evening with me. Always good time. Then you can get up early Friday morning and come spend more time with me. We have our coffee talk, our morning networking event at the Hilton Garden Inn Friday morning. So from 8 to 10, come out and network. So if you can't come in the evening, but you just want to kind of head out before work and meet other business owners, I like to remind, if you're listening in and you're not a member of the CVABC, that's okay. Come out, network with us. Come learn about what we do, meet people. I'm all about the building of relationships. That's how
I'm bringing a
referrals
friend
get passed. Are you?
I am.
What, you're bringing a friend tomorrow?
Yeah.
What are you doing tomorrow?
At 8:01. I mean,
yeah. What?
Friday.
Are you okay over there?
Yeah. Let me tell you, this line painting in Bedford, I sat for 10 minutes.
What is happening?
And then I was having such a great day. Don't you hate that when it happens, Ula? You're having such a great day.
I do.
And then, everything gets in your way. And then, I got stopped by a train up here. That's never happened.
Yeah.
We heard it.
Yeah, we heard it. Well, it's funny because your text messages did not come through. They all came through at the same time.
Right. And you got 40 of them.
Yeah, you were I'm on 221. I'm stopped by the train. I'm like, how fast
and I
did
got
you
stopped
drive?
in a dead zone. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it was crazy.
Well,
and I just got your text message that says run.
Yeah. So I was like, I know you're parking, so run inside real fast because I'm starting without
I thought about just driving in.
I'm just talking about how it feels like the train's running into the building. So, but yeah, so come out and as we digress from all the things, but we're
it's okay.
Come out to Hilton Garden Inn tomorrow in Lynchburg.
Friday.
See, now you've got me messed up.
See,
Hilton Garden Inn on Friday morning from 8 to 10. It's located on Wards Road. Come out and join us. Jennifer and her team always do a fantastic job. I think there may be some bacon, which everyone knows the Hilton Garden Inn has some wonderful bacon. So
they have the second best bacon in Lynchburg.
Who has the first best bacon?
801. I went there Sunday for brunch, and let me tell you, their bacon. Oh,
Thomas. He's
the only one that beats out. Jennifer and her team.
Okay.
Bacon.
Okay.
Telling you.
I'll have to try it out. I will be the decision maker of that. No,
yes.
I'm just kidding. And then lastly, I will just mention, we've talked about it before. Bedford CenterFest is coming up September the 19th. Really, this is more for community. Come out and, join us on the 19th from 10 to 4. We have over 160 vendors, if not more. We have a waiting list of about 30 vendors right now. We're trying to get placed that are new this year, which is crazy to me. And but we have entertainment. We have Shotgun Revival is going to be our main band that's playing.
Oh, that's cool.
They're going to be playing from 2:30 to 4. But then we also have Hunter Overstreet. He's one of our fan favorites. Comes every year. Christian Q, if you've heard him before in our area.
Oh, he's really good. He did a Love Heals event.
Yeah, so Christian Q will be playing, and then we have an acoustic guitarist who's going to be playing from 10 to 11. His name is Matthew Mason. So he'll be coming out and getting us started. And then we also have our kids zone area. So all the bounce houses, inflatables, petting zoo, mobile laser tag. We have the Rainbow Puppet Show is coming back again this year and doing a couple of puppet shows for us. We also we'll have the cheerleading squad doing the dunking booth. And then we, have tons of food. You will not leave hungry. We have everything from Thai food to tacos to barbecue to hibachi to Greek to kettle corn to lemonade. Kettle corn, lemonade, ice cream, Cousin's Maine lobster truck. We have a fish and trips. We have everything. Like fish and trips, fish and chips, whatever you want to come do. It's there. We got
Love
it.
Me some trips.
I'm excited. Hot dog girl, fried Oreos. I mean, you will not leave hungry. Like you can find something in like every type of
already just
genre. So, but CenterFest is free. There's no admission. Just come out, have fun. All the kids' zone activities are free with the exception of the dunk booth. Well, the laser, the mobile laser tag, and then the dunk booth because that does support the Liberty Middle School cheerleading.
Will you be in the dunk booth this year?
No.
How much does that cost?
I think they charge $5. You know what? I ought to do it this year.
You
I
should
get in it for them for like a half hour time slot.
Yeah, and you could probably raffle off the chance to.
Nobody would. No.
I would.
Yeah. Well, we'll
win.
see. I'll discuss it with Carly and see what she thinks.
I'll pull all my allowance.
Yeah.
It'll be a fight between me and Megan.
Yeah. Well, it'll be exciting though. Whatever. So come on out that day. Have a good time in downtown Bedford. And then lastly, Christmas parade applications are open for all 3 Christmas parades. Mm-hmm. Yes, you heard me. We are now organizing 3 Christmas parades. So we organize Lynchburg's Christmas parade, Bedford's Christmas parade, and now Appomattox's Christmas parade. So if you love a good parade, we're probably running it in this area. So let me know if you're interested in applications for any of the 3. But that's it. That's all we got going on.
Parade Central.
We are Parade Central.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, by December 6th, I'm done with Christmas, man. I'm done. I'm out.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, I'm not. We love Christmas.
I know you've probably got trees up, don't you?
We don't.
Okay.
We may have started planning though.
Yeah, I know you.
Sheena was like, we need a insert topic here. We'll probably have a dolly tree. So
yeah. You gonna have a Tim Curry tree?
Tim Curry?
He just passed away this morning.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh.
I know. I'll make you sad.
What a sad week for I'm so glad you're here so we could promote some
Yeah, we need to promote good stuff.
Arts that are still around.
Let's talk about the arts. Yes.
And I feel like we have to talk about Dolly for a second. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Are you good? So
I'm good. We got all.
Everybody, I've heard 9 to 5 so many times.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. One of my favorite movies, by the way.
Like that. Yeah, it's
I love Steel Magnolias, but 9 to 5
movie.
still is
But let's talk about, and let's relate this to local business, right? I've been trying to post some TikTok videos, things like that. So made a TikTok for Visiting Angels, all that, really getting into it. Went to a great lunch and learn yesterday. Mm-hmm. One of the great benefits of the CVABC is when people share knowledge, right? Learned how to make some reels and had some stuff. And look at Heather right now, making some reels. Yep. Just really looking at Dolly and and if you look at businesses as well, they give so much more to the community than just what they provide, right? Dolly was a great musician. She was, a great actress in 9 to 5, things like that. She was she is a staple of entertainment, mm-hmm. But all the work that she did to promote literacy and parents being involved in literacy in the books and things like that. So just the difference in the world that she made, raising money for high schools in Tennessee mm-hmm. for their band uniforms, things like that. I learned she played snare drum in marching band. So there's your Dolly fact of the day that you didn't know. Like I said, it's been all over TikTok, everywhere else. So, But what a great legacy for her to leave of not just like she's this singer and entertainer, but she is this somebody who gives back to the community.
Philanthropist.
Thank you. It wouldn't come out. And it's all my word skills are still back on the train tracks. But like, what a great legacy to leave behind. And just, I feel like as like people who work in our community and things like that, you know, as I look at your cup over there and the stickers, so I just started carrying a water bottle today. So I have my Yoda Awala that I stole from my wife. But it has no stickers, but like free clinic on your cup and like, so supporting other, not just Lynchburg, but downtown and like organizations that give back, right? And a lot of people, so now I'm going to switch to the Academy of the Arts, right? So being a nonprofit and things like that, like, you know, they do a lot more for the community and bring a lot more to Lynchburg than just entertainment.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Is that a good segue?
Well, yes.
I rescued myself.
Yes. So yeah, and we are excited to have Ula here and David with the Lynchburg Symphony Orchestra.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
Thanks for having us.
And talking more about the arts in our community, because I do think that Lynchburg area and Lynchburg and surrounding counties have a wonderfully thriving art community that a lot of people don't really know what there is to do. You know, you hear people saying, what is there to do in our area? Well, there's a lot to do.
A lot.
It is.
Yeah.
Weekend.
Yeah. So I guess I just want to kind of kick it off and have y'all tell us just a little bit, an overview of the orchestra and, you know, what you guys have coming up. And then we'll kind of dive deeper into all the different events and, you know, talk with you and David about what, you know,
Great.
what people can come see.
Thank you. Well, yes, the Lynchburg Symphony Orchestra is a fully professional orchestra, which a lot of people don't know we have that resource here in this area. We perform 4 times a year as a full orchestra on the stage at the Historic Theater at the Academy Center of the Arts. And then in between, we do smaller contracted performances, and we also do small ensemble performances that we take out into the community to kind of bring the music to the people. And it's fantastic. And of our musicians, over half of them, I think it's closer to 2/3, are from this area, live and work in this area. That's something else that people don't realize, that we have so many musicians in the area. Many of them have private teaching studios, or they're professors at one of the colleges in the music programs, or they teach orchestra at the or band at one of the local high schools. So it's just amazing the community that we have here.
Yeah, it really is. And I remember, you know, even growing up like with the orchestra in the area, and, you know, they would play sometimes even at the mall when I was younger. You know, you'd walk through and you just see these kind of like pop-ups, and, you know, music I think is a really big thing, and people seem to just not really forget, but they don't really, they don't really remember that we've got it here. And I think that's something that's great to have you on today, so that more people can hear about, you know, where they can go and hear really great music. I mean, you know, I see all these people talking about like, you know, the amphitheater, and I'm like, I'm so tired of hearing about the amphitheater. You know, like, it's coming. Like, give them time. Let's work out some of the kinks, but like, you know, then go and support other avenues. I think, you know, the Academy has done a fabulous job with, you know, bringing great talent here, and you know, y'all having your shows there as well, and
being able to highlight that local talent, right?
So important.
And you know, an orchestra, it's not just one person, right? It's everybody has to work together. Like, it really teaches a lot about teamwork and things like that. So
goodness,
you know, I was in band 1,000 years ago, and played flute. Did you know that?
Were you in the marching band?
I wasn't in the marching band, but I was in the the orchestra, the band, whatever.
See, I didn't play. I just did the color
guard. I was not very good, but I was good enough to support and help, you know, there. Yeah. But I didn't play flute for very many years. Let's just say that. But, you know, it's a lot of work goes into before the performance, right?
Absolutely.
So, you know, you're looking at hours and hours of practice, and not just together, but individually, and perfecting the art.
Oh, yeah.
I always envy people who are, as adults, still able to play instruments and not just do it, you know, middle school, things like that. But, and I love that you have like all ages from last time you were on, we were talking about how you have like the youth.
Yes,
We
orchestra
do.
and
What
things
is
like
that? The youth orchestra.
We just had our first LSYO rehearsal on Tuesday night, actually. Yeah, of the semester. We had auditions last week and last weekend, and then we went right into our first rehearsal.
Okay.
And the excitement in the room was insane. We've got 95 kids
That's
participating
awesome.
this semester, and they were so excited to be there and see their friends. And it's just, things are looking great for the coming school year for that. And that's kind of where we develop the musicians that we have in the LSO, so.
I think that's great when you keep seeing where different areas, not necessarily here, but all over the country are cutting the arts and things from schools, right? When I went to school, you had there was music day. You had a class for music. You had a class for art. Now it's kind of gone by the wayside.
But
and
this area is pretty
Great.
supportive.
Yeah, this area is pretty
thankfully.
good.
Yeah.
It's very unique going around the country to find a place as supportive of the arts as Lynchburg is, and especially in the school system, that so many people get string instruments in their hands is just incredible in the city schools. And with the youth orchestra, with Lynchburg Symphony Youth Orchestra, we're just really, excited that we can help grow that passion and add just another avenue where people can experience music. And like you said, learn how to cooperate, learn how to work together. It's a teamwork exercise,
right?
And it builds so many skills beyond how to play notes, things that these students will use when they go into whatever careers they may go into.
Right. And just teaching them to be part of a team and things like that. Just, being able to
goal setting.
This isn't quite right. We need to improve your part a little bit. And it's, of how to take that constructive criticism and be able to build and be better and work better as a team. Because when everybody is on the same page and following the conductor, beautiful things happen, right?
Right.
In music, business, and in life. So
well, and music is also such a great outlet, I guess, if you will, for people, especially depending on, if they're struggling with different areas. Music in so many different forms is a great outlet as well. And being able to be that creative and have, that space, I think is important too.
Yeah. I have a former student who went into pediatric emergency medicine. And just the other week, she texted me that she was sitting at the piano playing some Chopin after a particularly bad day at the hospital. Right? And this is the way that she can process all those 15-hour difficult days that she has to do. And, I hear from lots of students like that, coming back, that they use music, not, because they're a professional musician, but they use it to process emotions. They use it to relate to the world. They use it to relax. So it enriches your life in so many ways.
Yeah. And while I'm not musical, unfortunately, I can't sing. I can't play an instrument. I'm not in any of that. But it's funny because I do love to read. And my kids always come home and I'll be I'm having a bad day, so I'm just reading. And they're like, how in the world is that even helping? And I'm like, you have no idea. It's an outlet. You find something that, like you said, can de-stress you, or it's important to have that.
Music and reading and doing things like that exercise your brain, release all the serotonin and dopamine, all the things, right? So
well, and you don't have to be a musician to benefit from music.
Yes.
Right.
I am not a musician, but I have been attending, ballets and symphonies and musicals my whole life. And just being in the room, is very therapeutic at times.
Yeah. Well, let's talk about some upcoming things that the Lynchburg Symphony Orchestra has. I know y'all have something coming up relatively soon. So let's start with that, and then we can kind of go on to some of the other things.
September 26th.
Yeah.
Yes, that is it.
It's a great day.
It's our first show of the year, and we're saying it's supersized. We were saying yesterday, because we have the most number of musicians that we've ever had on stage, which is going to be 80.
Oh, that's a lot of people.
Yes, to do this incredible piece by a composer named Gustav Mahler, who was composing at the end of the 1800s. And he said that a symphony should be like the world. It should embrace everything. And his music, I like to say it's like a collage. It brings in all these different influences. So you hear sounds of nature, and you hear children's nursery rhymes, and you hear fanfares. And he brings it all together in this ever-changing tapestry that really tells the story of life from the beginning to the end. And so it's an emotional journey, but sonically, it's just so splendid to hear these 80 musicians.
Yeah.
Just, thundering out these epic tunes.
I love it.
And I think our musicians are the most excited about this concert of anything that we've done since I've been with the orchestra in 8 years. Just they cannot wait to get on stage and play this powerful stuff.
I like it. I like it.
We're very, very excited about that. We also have a guest pianist who's from Juilliard, very young, upcoming pianist named Brielle Perez, playing a Mozart Piano Concerto number 20. And we love featuring young, up-and-coming musicians. We've featured some from our own community in the past, and I was just blown away by this pianist and can't wait to share her talents with our community.
So that's September the 26th at 7:30 at the Academy.
That's
now,
right.
Tickets still on sale, and how can people get them?
Yes, you can just, if for any of our events, you can just go to our website, lynchburgsymphony.org, and there is a current season link on the page, or you can just click the banner at the top of the page. It'll take you right to the current season link, and then on that page, it lists everything that we're doing over the upcoming season, and you can just click right through to get your tickets.
Okay.
I like it. And if you're going to the Lynchburg Christmas Parade, you can go the night before and see the Happy Holidays.
Yes.
Like, who doesn't love Christmas music?
Yes.
Yes, that is another always big highlight of our season. And this year we have some incredible guests. We have Bells of the Blue Ridge, which is a wonderful handbell choir that's going to be playing with the orchestra on some tunes. And we have some singers from Cadence Productions. They've been doing wonderful Broadway-style reviews in Lynchburg, and their singers are going to be performing with us some Broadway-style Christmas hits. And it's always it's a great show for families. Like, it's a lot of short pieces, a lot of variety, and we just have a blast launching the holidays.
And there are 2 performances.
Just getting ready to say
day.
Yeah.
One at 2:00 and one at 7:30. So that way you have a little bit of flexibility. If you have a party to go to that night, then come see it in the afternoon, or vice versa.
Or if you've got young kids that you don't,
Mm-hmm.
they get cranky at 7:30.
That's
I'm talking
right.
about me. Like, I get cranky at 7:30 at night. That's a little late for me, but it's great that you've got like kind of the midday as well.
Yeah. And then if we have patrons who don't love to drive after dark,
right,
that's the other reason we added that afternoon performance, just so you can get to it and get home before it gets dark.
That is also me.
Yes.
So
Y'all have another special concert coming up where you have a collaboration of sorts going on.
So exciting.
We love collaborations.
Yeah.
We try to do one every year pretty much because, like we were talking about, this art scene is so vibrant here, and it's so exciting to combine with another group and use double the talents. And this year we are collaborating with Wolfbane Productions, a wonderful theater company.
wonderful,
great theater company
in Lynchburg, and we are doing Stephen Sondheim's Sweeney Todd.
Okay.
And we're doing this for 2 weeks, the last 2 weeks of October. So it goes right into Halloween. And of course, it's a great story for Halloween time. And we're going to do 6 shows at their theater, which is their black box theater in downtown Lynchburg. And we'll have 16 musicians from the orchestra plus the full cast.
Okay.
And it's about 240 seats that they have in that room. So it's going to be a real intimate experience. And I think a super in-your-face version of Sweeney Todd. And we can't wait for that opportunity and that collaboration.
That'll be a great show. I remember watching Ula, when you did the Facebook, you were talking about we're going to collaborate, and you had all the different pictures you were talking.
Oh yes,
which
that
one-
was so
like,
fun.
which one do you think?
Yes.
And I'm sitting there going, Grease.
Oh,
And it wasn't Grease, but that's okay.
Sorry.
That's okay. But Sweeney Todd was a good one. Like,
Yes.
I said, oh, okay, that one's good too. That's the
pretty amazing.
the Grease fan in me wanted Grease, but
maybe one day.
I think Sweeney Todd is great, and that's I think that's going to be a great show.
Yeah.
It's very like symphonic score too. So I think it's something that will really show off our musicians and also the actors, and the singers, and so it's going to bring together both sides just beautifully.
To that note, though, how do y'all choose like what your lineup is going to look like each year? Like what goes into that?
We consider all sorts of different angles, but I think one of the big ones is we want a diversity of different styles. right? I mean, the core of what a symphony does is classical, but we want to reach out to audiences far beyond that core classical audience. So we want to balance things with Broadway, with pop shows. We're doing a Elton John and Billy Joel show
I saw
in
that.
May.
That's going to be cool.
Yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun. We also have added visual elements, so video elements, or we did one with a circus group called Cirque de la Symphony. So, we're trying to build a season that appeals to all different segments of our audience.
Okay.
And so I think that's one of the biggest things
Okay.
that we look at. And then with collaborations, a lot of it's just conversations, just what organically evolves and, when opportunities present themselves.
And then, of course,
go for it.
There's the thing that not a lot of people think about, right? There's also the budget for it because,
Yes.
like, you
That
don't get to
always
just
factors in. Yes.
because you don't get to just pick like Grease and do
Right.
it. Like, there's a cost associated with that, and of course, the more popular something is, probably the more expensive it is, right? So, there's also that consideration, and I think that you guys do a really great job of finding things that match your budget because you're a nonprofit. That has to be a consideration, and still being popular and relevant and something that people want to see. And I think a lot of people don't realize how hard it is to be able to balance all that, right? Because you're, well, let me ask you this: if money was no object and you could do any thing, and like somebody was just like, I'm just going to pay for this so you can do it. So it doesn't matter. It could be $3 million. I don't care. What would be the one thing that you would pick?
Ooh, just the one thing.
Just the one thing. If you had like one free pass.
I would
always
bring
say-
somebody famous, like
Yes,
Lindsay Sterling or something. That's
we
what
have
I
been
would
talking
like
about
to.
that a lot, or to have like a Broadway headliner come,
Yeah.
or a classical headliner, like a
Yeah.
Yo-Yo Ma type person.
Yeah.
who
That
could
would
come
be-
and play with the
yeah.
orchestra.
That would
I
be-
think
That would be great.
it's so hard to pick just one thing. I think, we talk about a lot of ideas and a lot of ways we can get music and arts out into the community and other outreach events. We could, if we had more resources, we could take 100 small groups out to 100 places in our
Right.
community and bring music out to people who maybe can't get to the academy themselves.
Yeah.
Like, there's so many of those types of projects that we would love to build that, as we build capacity, we hope we can add more and more of those.
And you guys are a nonprofit, right? So like,
We are.
so if somebody really wants to see something big, like how could they donate?
Yes. So we have actually done some individual underwriting, people that want to see something specific.
Right.
That is one reason that we are able to do Mahler this fall, because
that's
it's a very large orchestra and that is expensive.
Right.
So the best for something like that, the best thing to do would be to reach out to me, directly to me. Just call me at the LSO office, 845-6604, or email me. And my email is super easy. It's Ula at lynchburgsymphony.org. And then as far as, donations just to support the good of the good work that we do is just on our website. There's a donate button. It's super easy. Everything's tax deductible. And I like to mention the statistic that ticket sales, we do sell tickets. That is about 25% of the operating costs to run a symphony.
Right.
And that is how it is across the country. Orchestras our size is generally 25% of your budget comes from ticket sales. The rest of it,
That's a small part.
you got to raise the rest of it through donations, grants, sponsorships, things like that.
That's awesome. Yeah, we were talking a few weeks ago about like the hidden costs of business, right? And we want to do a show just on that and have people on and talk about it. But like with only 25% of your revenue coming from ticket sales,
Right.
like how important it is for people to support. And, they might not be able to make it to every show. But like, say you really wanted to see a show and you can't make it, just make a donation instead of buying tickets, right? So, and just keep the music going all year long.
Definitely.
I can't talk.
Well,
today.
and also to that, think about that. Yes, they're supporting, if you're sponsoring or you're donating, you are supporting like these shows and stuff like that. But you're also supporting, like we were talking about, that youth orchestra. There's so many other programs you guys do behind the scenes that aren't just, we have this big concert going on, right?
Right.
So I think a lot of people don't think about that. Like, we get people that come in all the time, and we're a 501c6, so we're a little bit different. But people are like, well, how do y'all make your money. They think, oh, we do these events. We do the Christmas parade. You must be making so much money off of that. Negative, friends.
Right.
Like that is not,
I understand.
We pay for the privilege.
Yes, right. We actually end up, paying more than we get back, and I think sometimes, nonprofits, they do that because they want to bring these things to the area.
Mm-hmm.
And, we're trying to figure out how are we going to do this, but we want to do it. Like we want to provide for the community. So it is important if there are, individuals out there that can support that. If you want to see that sort of thing happening, you see the keyboard warriors all the time that complain about, oh, there's not this. And
There's
how are we going to
nothing
get
to do
this?
in Lynchburg.
Right.
Now, if you said there's nothing to do in Lynchburg after 9:00, I might agree with you. But
yeah.
Before
true.
9,
yeah, because
there's quite a bit.
it's I work late quite a bit. We went to a restaurant last night, had a wonderful time with some friends, and they closed at 8. And I was like, I'm sorry, what? Like, and we knew that before we went, but I didn't realize it was 8:00 already. But like, yeah, Lynchburg tends to close down early,
Yeah.
but like there is lots to do
Yeah.
during the day. And we have a lot of great organizations. And I love that you guys have been able to partner with the Academy as well to have a
Yeah.
place to do shows and things like that. So it's, again, working together.
Yeah.
Right. So
Definitely. We're very
Yeah.
thankful for our partnership with the Academy. We are a resident company of the Academy, which means we, get first dibs on dates and we get, a little discount. So we are very thankful and we get to use that beautiful stage. It's just the perfect place to put an orchestra. We have other community partnerships. This University of Lynchburg is one of our biggest partners. They provide space for our youth orchestra every week. And we could not operate the youth orchestra without their help.
is that for practice and things like that?
Yes,
Yeah.
the youth orchestra reherses on site at Lynchburg every Tuesday.
Okay.
And then, so if we had to pay for that space every single week, it would be
the cost adds up.
exorbitant.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I love it.
I will also mention too, and correct me if I'm wrong. I know the majority of the musicians are local, but you do have some that come from out of the area. And I know that in the past, y'all have actually looked for people to help house your musicians.
I
or
saw
yes.
a post the other day.
Um,
Who is very impulsive? And I love that you started with that. Like, who's impulsive and won't think about this too hard, right? Like,
yeah.
just go.
Yeah.
So
So that's another way people can support. Like, how do they, if they want to just be like, hey, you know what? I have room whenever y'all have something that needs to come up. Like, is that something that
Yes.
people can let you know?
That is huge for any orchestra is that we have to house out of town musicians. And if you want to get on we have a list, we maintain a list of housing hosts, and it's great. You get to have a musician come stay at your house, and you can be part of the whole process and get to know the musician. You don't have to entertain them. You don't have to feed them. They just want a quiet, clean, place to sleep at night after they've been rehearsing all day. And that's another thing that they can reach out to me at Ula, ULA, at lynchburgsymphony.org, or call the office at 434-845-6604.
Okay, perfect. I had seen your post the other day about needing, someone coming up, and I was like, I want to make sure we chat about that because I know that is, may seem like something small, but it's pretty big if you need to house somebody. To make sure that they can come to.
And when you have that many people coming in, it can be a big cost that adds up. So.
Yes, definitely.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So, just to kind of put it out there again, where's the best place for people to go to find out information about the orchestra?
Mm-hmm.
So that whether it's tickets or just upcoming events.
Just go to lynchburgsymphony.org. There is a current season link on the website on the menu bar across the top, but also there's a banner picture at the top of the page. And if that's the easiest way, just click that and it'll take you right to our current season page where it has everything that's coming up on there. And we keep that updated. So as we add events, for example, we will be doing a gala that's going to be linked on there very soon. So that's just the best place to find out. And then follow us on social media. We have great social media. We just put up a really fun video of Maestro Glover on there this morning. So that's at Lynchburg Symphony on Instagram, and on Facebook, it's Lynchburg Symphony Orchestra.
Perfect.
Mm-hmm.
Wonderful. Is there anything that we haven't touched on that we want to make sure we do?
I don't
We
think
missed
so.
anything?
No,
Okay.
that's great.
This has been so much fun.
Well,
Hold
if
on,
you're listening in, definitely get your tickets for the upcoming event on the
I'm
26th.
finding you now because I don't think I follow you. Like,
Oh, you need to follow us.
that's what I'm trying to do. You won't let
We are very
Said
entertaining.
it won't let me in.
There we go. I thought I was following you already, but usually when somebody comes on the when I click I was following you. I'm sorry. Usually
You
when somebody
didn't
comes
just
on,
unfollow us, did you?
no, I almost did. I almost did. So when people come on the podcast, I try to follow their social media, and sometimes like it's cool to see like how things develop and things like that. But no, I was following you, so I'll have to make sure that you're in my feed and things like that. So,
Thank you.
but yes.
All right.
Yeah. So there's 2 questions that we ask every guest that comes on the podcast.
Mhm.
One is, how long has the LSO been part of the CVABC?
Okay.
Going out all the
It's been a
initials.
while. It's been since before me. Can I answer that way? Because I'm not sure when it started.
Yeah.
So like 12 years.
It's been before.
No,
me.
I don't know.
It's even been before me. Like,
Oh.
they were part of even the Lynchburg Retail Merchants Association.
Yes.
So
Okay.
it's been
So
a
it's
very
been at least
we
10.
are
So
an
we'll say
old
it could be 12
organization.
years.
Yeah, more.
It could be
probably.
Yeah.
more.
Yeah.
12 or
Yeah.
more years.
Absolutely. Because that was before Mike. It was before.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yeah, it wasn't as much fun before me though.
Yeah.
Not you, Mike. Mike Lewis when he was.
I didn't know. You said Mike. I
Oh, right.
Yeah.
figured I
I
was
was
the
trying
one
to
here.
think of like who was.
Right. Mike Lewis
Yeah.
was my predecessor.
But I think
I
it's
gotcha.
even
Yeah.
prior to him. So it's been a very long-standing
time.
relationship.
Mhm.
Well, that's good. That's good.
Mhm.
And what do you think is the best benefit for Lynchburg Symphony Orchestra for being part of the Central Virginia Business Coalition?
Yes. So I have 2 things to comment on with that. I always answer that it's the networking, because that's
Right.
what I love, just getting out there and meeting other business owners and being introduced to other businesses that I might want to patronize myself. I mean, it works both ways, right?
Mhm.
But also that Heather just helped me get a little discount on some media that David and I just did this week on Tuesday.
Mhm.
I was not aware, and I should have been aware. I should have paid more attention, but I was not aware that we could get a 20% discount on our segment at WSET.
Yeah, living in the heart of Virginia.
Which, yes, living
Which
in the
that
heart of
di-
Virginia, which was so
And
helpful.
that discount pretty much pays for your
It does.
Thanks,
yes.
membership.
It
So, like, how
pays
could you
for the
beat
membership, right.
that?
I mean,
Right.
I think everybody should do it just for that. If you want to do, there's other discounts too. Like you get free electronic billboard space, which we've used.
You heard it
Also-
from Ula. Why wouldn't you sign up?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you?
Well, and that's the thing, because I saw her post about LHOV and I was like, hold on, let me message her and see what's
Yes.
going on, because I can help with that. And that's one of the things like I actively try and do is like if I see people post, I'm like, wait a minute, don't forget you've got this, because it's hard
Yeah.
to keep up with the benefits and
Everything,
things like
yeah.
that. So
Yeah.
I was really glad we were able to work
Yes.
that out and then get you on the podcast and things like that too.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you guys for being here today.
Yeah,
Go
thank
out,
you.
get your tickets. If you can't go to the one on the 26th, make sure you get one for Sweeney Todd, because that I think is going to be awesome as well.
Yes.
Or the holidays happening in December, and support the local arts.
Yeah, if you can't make it to one of the shows, make a donation.
Yeah,
Every little bit helps.
Yep.
Mhm.
We're going to cut to a quick commercial. We'll be right back. Today's podcast is brought to you by Omega Disaster Restoration, located in Campbell County, Virginia. Omega specializes in water, fire, and smoke damage restoration, as well as mold remediation. Their region includes Central and Southwest Virginia, which spans a vast service area from Blacksburg to Charlottesville and Stanton to Danville.
In addition to disaster restoration and full service reconstruction and remodeling, Omega is proud to offer custom all-wood cabinets through their Hanover Woodworking Studio, custom countertops via their Top Solution Studio, and dumpster services through Old Dominion Dumpsters, all part of the Omega family of brands. A beautiful showroom is currently under construction at their Exchange Drive location and will be soon open to the public, showcasing their diverse offerings.
Customers can call 434-616-4659 for emergency assistance with water, fire, smoke damage, or mold remediation needs. Omega provides 24/7 emergency response, ensuring that help is always available. Locally owned and not a franchise, Omega is your first and last call in any emergency, restoring your home or business from beginning to end. For more information about Omega Disaster Restoration and their comprehensive services, please visit omegadisasterrestoration.com/VA/Lynchburg.
Visiting Angels, America's Choice in Home Care, is now serving Lynchburg and the surrounding counties from their new location at 2201 Linghorn Road, providing our community with personal care services, including assistance with bathing, dressing, meal preparation, grocery shopping, light housekeeping, and much more. Our trained staff have to pass all of our requirements for a high standard of care, ensuring that you have a compassionate, kind, and qualified caregiver. Our office team works with you as a partner in providing care for you or your family member to make the task of starting and continuing care an easier process. At Visiting Angels, we understand that every individual is different. That's why our team of dedicated caregivers is committed to providing tailored assistance to make you happier and healthier at home. Call 434-439-4698 to learn more about our services and schedule a free in-home, no-obligation consultation. Trust Visiting Angels in Lynchburg to bring peace of mind to you and your loved ones.
Visiting Angels, America's choice in home care.
Love that commercial.
Oh, best commercial ever.
That's what the symphony needs to perform, is that song right there. So
Could you imagine if they just did an orchestra with the Visiting Angels?
I may have to talk with them. Maybe they could play that at the opening and we could sponsor, a show or something.
That would be so fun. So fun. Well, I'm really glad they got to come in so we could learn more about the arts in the community.
Yes.
But I'm really excited. I was so glad to see you sign up for our second half of the podcast, because I have not had a chance really to chat with you since you joined. And I want to learn more about our next guest, which is Land and Table. So we've got Jason Fowler here. Mm-hmm. And so we're going to go from the arts kind of to agriculture and talk about that. I think that's really important in our community right now, especially with the economy and the way things are going.
Right.
So welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.
So as I mentioned, Land and Table, I want to kind of give you the opportunity just to start off with just telling us a little bit about Land and Table.
Yeah. Well, we have been around for over a decade, kind of as a network of farmers, homesteaders, local food advocates. About 4 years ago, we became a nonprofit. And so, we're focused on promoting eating local, regenerative agriculture, and just creating a thriving regional food system in the Lynchburg area.
Okay. That's amazing.
Yeah.
I'm always interested to find out more about local agriculture. And I see more people asking about it now too. Like, where can I get local meat and local organic, whether it's vegetables or dairy or things like that. So it's good to have those resources. Yeah,
we have the area has an increasing amount of farmers markets and different things like CSAs. I don't know if you're familiar with community supported agriculture. Kind of arrangements. We also recently launched Local Food Lynchburg, which is kind of a food guide, a directory for the area. So if you're looking for certain things, whether it's local honey, local meats, veggies, we even have breweries and vineyards on there. And so we kind of want to provide that resource to make it easy for people to find what they're looking for locally.
I love that. Where can somebody pick that up? The local food.
So it's not a print resource yet. It's just a website, localfoodlynchburg.com.
Which honestly, most people they're going to use a digital versus picking one up anyways.
Yep. Yeah. We would love at some point to turn it into an app. To continue to develop things out of that. The website's kind of still in beta, and so we still have a lot of profiles that we're working on. We have over 70 or so listings right now, and so it's kind of a great, quick, easy way to find kind of what you're looking for with local food and farms.
Okay. What made you guys get started with this? How did it kind of come together?
Yeah, gosh. My friend Ben Coleman, Ben and Carly Coleman, Mountain Run Farm, we met them. My wife and I moved to the area, many moons ago. And as we started discovering all the great farms and local food, it was just like, well, how do we support and promote kind of what's happening? And so the idea was to kind of network those who are, doing it, and then those who are people that are looking to eat local, kind of how do we connect everyone together? So we've been doing potlucks and different educational events for, like I said, over a decade, every month. So sometimes it's a farm tour or a workshop or a forum, different things like that. And so, we've been doing that monthly for
a farm tour.
Sure.
I'm so intrigued.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, some flower farm or, local beef or, we've done all kinds of different things. So
I love it. So, fun fact about me is, I'm originally from England, so I watch a lot of English TV shows. So, of course, was raised on Top Gear and then Clarkson's Farm.
Okay.
Right. It's one of my favorite shows right now because showing the struggles and like it started as like a silly thing, but like he was serious about it. But it's a very silly show, but very rarely addresses like the problems that farmers run into with growing things and stuff like that. So like a farm tour, like that sounds like the coolest thing I've heard today.
Yeah.
You know, so that's actually really cool. So and it was local food Lynchburg. What was
So
what was the website?
Our main website is landandtable.com.
Okay.
And then our food guide is localfoodlynchburg.com.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
So, and it's cool because you've got like farms and farmers market, orchards, local honey, bakers and bakeries, and then of course drink local.
Mhm.
I like that one.
Yeah.
But it's cool that you've kind of got it split out into different sections of like, you know, what really are you looking for? Because, you know, you hear local food and things like that, and it's like that can mean so many different things. But like finding a farmer's market is a great place to start if you don't know, you know, how to get to a farm or something like that to order, you know, to get food. And there's a lot of great, I know the Lynchburg Farmers Market has a lot of great vendors and things like that, and the different orchards and things like that. And I wouldn't have thought about like the bakers and bakeries, you know, being local. I have a baker in my house. So like, you know, I'm a little spoiled because I asked for grilled cheese one day and got homemade bread. And all that just for grilled cheese, right? Like, I know, right? Like I was like, I just want a grilled cheese with like good old Kraft American singles, but it came out very fancy with a fresh baked bread. There we go.
Yeah.
Nice.
So, you know, you were talking about how you just wanted to be able to provide resources for people. Have you guys had a lot of response from people looking for, you've got a lot of vendors here. Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know there were so many
There's a lot.
markets.
Yeah, and we don't even have everything that is kind of existing, and so it's kind of a big project to like continue to try to develop this into something that's really comprehensive.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that I've kind of watched over the years, a lot of times local food guides are just sort of print things that exist and then they don't get updated, or the information, you know, becomes dated or things like that. And so, you know, we're trying to have something that is dynamic, that can continue to be developed and, you know, try to keep a pulse on what's happening. Because some websites you go to and that farm may not be around anymore, and because it's not updated, things like that. So there's a lot of story to tell, and a lot of, I mean, gosh, there's even farmers markets that are new popping up. There's different cottage sort of industry bakers baking out of their house and things like that.
The little farm stands you see on the side, like people doing those little farm
Oh yeah,
stands
farm stands are booming. They're like, a new one pops up every day.
Right.
So that's becoming a big thing. We haven't mapped out the farm stands yet, but that's also kind of like, okay, how can we, you know, also include that as a feature too?
Well, and I feel like you see more people now trying to be more health conscious with what they're putting, you know, what they're eating. And, you know, with the Central Virginia Business Coalition, we're all about supporting local, right? So why is it so important to support local farmers and local agriculture and like, you know, and to eat local foods?
Yeah, I think it's kind of a multi-dimensional thing that, you know, from an economic standpoint, when you are keeping your money in the community, it has a huge impact just on the regional economy. And then, you know, from a relational standpoint, being able to look your farmer, your baker in the face, you know, and know their name and kind of, you know who they are. And then from a health perspective, just, you know, understanding from an ecological perspective to your own body's health, it's, you know what I mean? Your tomatoes not being shipped, you know, from Mexico or from, you know, overseas or something like that.
And a lot of the cost in produce and things like that in grocery stores are the shipping cost, right? So, and then you've also got like the carbon footprint, whatever, like the gas that's spent and all that stuff. If you're getting it locally and it only had to travel like 10 miles instead of 10,000 miles, like, you know, that also makes a huge difference. And I know that there's a huge thing in farming right now where they're trying to do things more earth friendly, right? Like less pesticides and things like that eventually just end up in your food, and the whole organic movement kind of addresses all that. But the being able to get produce from your neighbor in essence, right? Instead of it coming from somewhere halfway around the world or across the country, makes a huge difference and impact on that as well.
Well, the other thought too is eating seasonal. And so, whether it's kind of the season or not the season, if you go to the store and buy a tomato, generally those aren't vine ripened. And so it's kind of a trope, but true, where there's just not a lot of flavor in that tomato. And along with the flavor, it's also missing the depth of nutrients often as well. And so if you can buy something that is more nutrient, more flavorful, that's going to support the economy and your own health, we say let's try to do that. The other thing that we're still trying to address and figure out is just the cost perspective. For some people, it's already struggling to make ends meet and trying to ratchet back their food budget. Sometimes trying to buy local is still not accessible from a cost standpoint. And so there are things like there are SNAP benefits and different things. That's one way that farmers markets are trying to address that. That's kind of a cool way to do that, but we still have a long way to go in trying to support the local food economy the way that things are subsidized from maybe a national perspective. Where crop commodities like corn or wheat or different things, they're have subsidies behind them that can bring the cost down. And so how can we start to address making local food more affordable, things like that.
Yeah, because I see like food security is a big thing on your website, and a lot of people don't really realize that when food gets more expensive, people tend to go for the cheaper items that aren't healthy, like everybody's staple, mac and cheese, right? Like it's cheap to buy a box of mac and cheese, but it's not necessarily a healthy option to eat every day. Having fresh fruits and vegetables, like it can get expensive. So, and even buying frozen fruits and vegetables can get expensive. So being able to address that food insecurity by providing local sources where you can most likely get a better deal on, real food as opposed to overly processed things.
The other thing is, there's more options kind of for buying local. So if you're trying to cut costs, you can, some friends and family, you can go in and buy a quarter of a beef, There's ways to cut costs that way, where you buy in bulk or you join a CSA, or there's different ways than sort of buying piecemeal. So those options, are available if you have kind of more freezer space or, are willing to kind of put the money up front.
Yeah. I know a few years ago, I did a local, it was in Lynchburg, but I did like it was like a veggie co-op where you paid in, and every month they brought like different, vegetables.
So like Lynchburg Grows, or
it wasn't.
My mom went through Lynchburg Grows, and it was like we always got extra things out of that because it was more than what her and my dad gave.
Yeah, when I did it, it was before Lynchburg Grows even. So it was years ago. It was, I can't remember the farm. I don't think the person I did it, does anymore. But I really did like that because I even got to try things that I wouldn't normally maybe try because that was what was in, in season or at the pot, and I really loved doing that. But I'm a big supporter, especially of like, I no longer get like my hamburger from the store, right? I support, like I go to local, I go to Chapel Creek Farms. Everybody knows that's where I talk about it all the time, but I get all my hamburger from,
and they have good stuff
from the divers because it's good.
My favorite thing about my experience with them was like we went and we were looking at something. We were like, well, I don't even know how to cook that. She gave us a whole recipe where we're standing there, and you're not going to get that at a grocery store, right? You're only going to get that from someone local who this is their livelihood, and they genuinely like, they don't want you to just buy their stuff. They want you to enjoy it.
Mhm.
And so she told us like, this is how you cook it. We cooked it. Oh my gosh, it was so good. But I think a lot of times people stick with the same foods because like they're not sure how to cook it. Like I won't eat crab legs at home because I'm scared to death I'm going to ruin them. Right. And my friend swears like, nope, it's easy. You could do it. Like, you're not going to mess it up. Just watch them and, all that. But like certain things I just won't try to cook. So, and how you cook it sometimes can make a big difference in how it tastes. I hated Brussels sprouts growing up, but now they're one of my favorite vegetables.
Same.
Yeah, like spinach. I grew up having really slimy spinach.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
It's like, why is this the way we eat it?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. So, I'm from England. Like they just boil everything until there's no color left. So nothing is good at that.
Right. Yes.
Right. So, it's very different. The Brussels sprouts of my youth and the ones that like, you get them in there, lightly deep fried or whatever, that's not Southeast, but it's still Brussels sprout.
Where's your accent if you're from England?
So I was born British. This is my accent. So it's a British accent. That never works, but it's my line. So I was a year old when I came over. So I actually learned to talk in Kentucky in Ohio from someone that was from Kentucky.
Got it.
So I can do this accent a whole lot better.
That's good.
So, which is good because it matches my wife's. So
There you go.
and she was having trouble getting the podcast today. So I know I won't be in trouble when I get home for that one.
Nice.
So
What are some of the biggest challenges you see like with even getting the name out about Land and Table, but just in the farming community right now?
Well, I think young farmers trying to afford land is a big issue, and farmland too is kind of in danger of disappearing forever. In terms of, if land gets sold to a developer and there's, a housing development goes in, or right now it's real hot talk about data centers, things like that. Once the land transitions out of farmland, it's generally never going to go back. And so, real estate, as we all know, is just very. It's a very different environment right now for trying to purchase land because prices have gone up so much. And so young farmers trying to access land is really difficult. And so, how can we come up with ways to support those young farmers? Or, there's different organizations that kind of focus on that, where it can be subsidized or different things, different land trusts where the land can be put in kind of a land trust, and then the farmer has access to that. And there's other nonprofits that are national that kind of focus on that.
So I know somebody that used to work and they did conservation easements with different properties, things like that. So if it's in a conservation easement, they can still use it for farming. So
it depends how the easement is written.
I gotcha.
Yeah, because so the world of conservation and farmland preservation isn't always the same thing,
right?
And so
they're like cousins.
They're cousins, and they should link arms, and sometimes they don't. But certainly, if the easement is written a certain way, it can kind of preserve that agricultural nature. If it's written in a way that precludes that, that's not a good thing. So it just kind of depends on how it's written.
Yeah, and I guess it depends on the level of farming that it gets to, because like you don't want to have a conservation easement somewhere and then have someone come in and like a national people who run farms, like for like Tyson Chicken or something like that, and like they're just building all these things up, I guess.
Well, years ago, even in here in Bedford County, there was some conflict about changing zoning to allow the poultry industry to kind of come in, and that's kind of an integrated industry where you where the farmers kind of sign a contract with a company, and so there's a bit of a fight to imagine just kind of your community being filled with chicken houses that have huge amounts of chickens crammed into enclosures. And so the type of farming is definitely something that we advocate for when we talk about regenerative agriculture and this idea of like more ecologically focused agriculture. And like you said, that is becoming more of a focus, even in the mainstream. But we still have kind of a ways to go. And like, how can we transition to forms of agriculture that work with the land and even with the community in a way that's kind of nested and supportive instead of extractive or something that betrays the nature of where it is.
Yeah. Okay.
Awesome. That's some really good information.
It is.
And I'm really excited about this local food guide. I'm going to be all in that. I didn't realize we had that. So
I've been flipping back and forth from that to the Land and Table website.
Yeah. It's, we launched it last fall. At our fall fundraiser. And so, we're continuing to develop that and just, want it to be something that everyone knows about, something that, they can find easily online.
Okay.
And I didn't know that Appomattox had a farmer's market. And I also didn't know that like at the Lynchburg and Forest farmer's market and the Bedford farmer's market, like there's a little tag on it that says SNAP at EBT.
Yes, I did know that. I did know about SNAP.
So, it means that they can, A, they're not going to spend as much, and B, they're going to get quality local produce and things like that. So that's good.
That's right.
So we ask 2 questions of every guest that comes on the podcast. One is, how long have you been part of the CVABC? And I know you joined just recently, right?
I think it's almost a year, something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Almost a year.
And what do you think is the greatest benefit of being part of the Central Virginia Business Coalition?
Yeah, I think we share with you guys just a real sense of advocating for local businesses and the local economy. And so we love that you guys are also super focused on that and your resources for promoting local businesses. Like even this, this conversation, just think that's awesome.
Yeah.
And really needed.
I definitely think that Jason and I need to sit down more and go over what more we can do to push out, their initiatives. So I'm really excited to just kind of one-on-one meet with you at some point too. Make sure
we need to organize,
figuring out the best way we can do that.
Instead of like a pub crawl, we need like a farm crawl.
That would be super cool.
Lots of cool
like
things.
You could do a farm a weekend or something like that'd be. I would probably sign up for that. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, the Lynchburg Community Market several years ago did kind of a rolling farm tour like that. And so
I also think it would be kind of cool, even if it's at our office in Forest, whether we have like a pop-up farm, like have someone each week, maybe a pop-up farmer comes in each week and they're like, hey, we've got this today, and people could just stop by and grab some things, or just, stuff like that would be cool too.
Yeah.
Make it,
That would be cool.
We'll see what we can do. I'll see what we can do.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming on the show with us again. Remind everyone how they can learn more about Land and Table. If you have want to put out the web address again and how they can get more involved.
Yep. Yeah. They can check out our monthly events and more information about us at landandtable.com. And then check out our food guide at localfoodlynchburg.com. And 2, just wanted to bring up November 7th, we're going to be having our fall fundraiser. We're going to have New Standard as a bluegrass band. It's going to be at Mountain Run Farm.
Yes.
So.
I knew there was a reason I didn't make it last year because I was invited to it, I think, and then I couldn't come because we were, I'm going to say this because Mike's going to laugh because I was going to Disney. So I couldn't make it. But
every other week, I swear.
This year I'm not. So that'll be exciting. I want to stop by. That'd be awesome.
We're going to do a pig picking where we have like a whole pig.
Oh my gosh.
It's great food, beautiful setting, great music. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you again for joining us today. And
it's great to have you today.
Yeah. And thank you to everyone for listening in to Talk Local to Me. Make sure, if you haven't already, that you're following and subscribing us wherever you get your podcast. And also, if you want to learn more about any of our guests today, you can find that information at
CVABC.org. Have a great week. We'll see you next Wednesday.